Hey guys, King of Charmanders here, and today I bring to you the #1 ranked weapons, armor, and monsters, the 2-year anniversary data analysis, as this video analyzes the recently released statistics for Monster Hunter Now by the Monster Hunter Navi stream on YouTube. So there's a cool stream that was out here, MHM put it out here, and they reviewed these and more. So we're going to take a look at the data collected from the first year anniversary up until now. And these rankings review the top 5 of each category. And these categories include weapons, armor, monsters, and more. Alright, first we're starting off with the top 5 weapons most used. At number 1, we have the Bone Gun Lance. This is disgusting, that's why I put yuck. And then we have the Devil Joe Gun Lance at number 2, which is still yuck. The Rajang Heavy Bow Gun at number 3. The Black Diablos Bow at number 4. And at number 5, you have the Magnamalo Gun Lance. Now, I'm going to go over it a little bit, but I'm actually okay with number 5. Number 5 is cool. The first 2, not so much. Although I am impressed with number 2. And here we review the weapons most used. For number 1, the Bone Gun Lance, I already knew it would be the most built, creating the most frustrating lobbies in the history of the game. Even though it's super cheesy, it is effective and does help you save potions. Tap, hold, shoot, dodge. Tap, hold, shoot, dodge. That's all you do. Charge it up. Bam, bam, bam. Break those parts and easily, yeah. No matter how annoying it was to encounter in groups, and it would be annoying to encounter in groups. Again, nothing wrong with it. However, the other 2 are definitely on my approval list. Number 2 is still yuck though, because the Devil Joe Gun Lance, there's respect for how hard it is to build the 10-1. No respect for the same concept of cheese gameplay. So don't like the gameplay, however, it's hard to build and does have that one piece of artillery. So ideally, what was the Gun Lance meta at this time, and it still is, because again, that one extra level of artillery you get from the weapon. Rajang Bowgun is actually kind of odd. It does a ton of damage, and it's impressive how late it came into the game, but not every monster is weak to thunder. So, most built and used, yeah, but specifically for thunder monsters, but it's still dang impressive that it made it on this list. At number 4, outside of number 2, we have the hardest weapon to make here, the GOAT. The greatest of all time, the granddaddy of all grinders. If you make this, you will be rewarded, and at the same time, this is probably the only weapon made to 10.5, because the other, actually, the Rajang 1 Heavy Bowgun, probably to 10.5 as well. But the other 3, you don't need to get to 10.5, you only need to get them to grade 10.1, which is why it was probably the most used. And again, it's impressive despite the fact that all these new weapons releasing, that the Black Diablos Bow, for those of you know, and you know, is the most powerful raw weapon in the game, and if you go after it, you will be rewarded. Speaking of rewarded, number 5, wait, King of Charmanders is alright with a Gun Lance? Yes, I am. I don't mind it at all, because it's been long enough already, but factually, an incredibly powerful Gun Lance is the Magnamalo Gun Lance. With a blast element, you can worm stake shot, inflict blast, and at the same time, you can still use the charge shelling style. So, it's amazing. I've seen a lot used in lobbies, and I definitely approve of its existence. Now that we have the most used, here are the top 5 weapons upgraded to grade 10. So this is upgrading to grade 10. They have made grade 10, hunters have built it and made it to grade 10. And number 1, you have the Devil Joe Gun Lance. This is impressive, but again, still bleh. Again, for the concept. Still impressive, don't get me wrong. Number 2 is the Black Diablos Bow, the most powerful weapon in the game. You know, if you don't know, this is the most powerful weapon in the game overall, and it's incredibly powerful. 3, the Bone Gun Lance. No surprise here. If you heard my blurb earlier, the reason why 1 and 3 made it here is because these weapons only need to make it to grade 10. You don't need a maximum amount in order to have maximum effectiveness. It's just those 2. At number 4, you have the Zinogre Longsword. And at number 5, you have the Zinogre Light Bowgun. And now this brings us to the review of the top 10, grade 10 weapons. Number 1, again, Joe Gun Lance. Again, I'm impressed for how it's built. You can only get these through invasions or using those special buyable premium quests now. But you have to grind the Port Pickle, and the Port Pickle was obviously annihilated to oblivion so that everyone, or at least those that wanted to get the Gun Lance, here you go. But what's most impressive, again, I think, is the Black Diablos Bow. The reason why is because the greatest of all time returns. It's the only returner on this list as far as on the top 3 ranking. Because second, I believe, used to be the Zinogre Longsword. So, yes, it is incredibly impressive that there are hunters out there that are willing to go out there and still blast this thing in 2 consecutive years. It was in the top 2. Number 3 is the Bone Gun Lance. Not worth mentioning. I do not want to mention this. I hope it never comes back and never comes back again. Every time I see my lobby, I'm like, I just want to end the battle as fast as I possibly can, just so I don't spend as much time with this weapon in my lobby. It's cheese. It makes your group mad for not breaking the wrong parts. I'm the only one that sentiments this. Again, if you use it, that's perfectly fine. It doesn't matter. But that doesn't mean people have to like it. At number 4, we have the Zinogre Longsword, and it's not surprising. It's the coolest longsword. It's a lightsaber, okay? Every Jedi Master wants it. If you know Star Wars, you know. Every Jedi Master wants to go out there and light it up and blast it. But yes, it's been used for a while, but I'm surprised because it's still being used. But it's not a surprise, actually, because we had a lot of events that featured Zinogre, and you could actually build it. And that brings us to number 5, with the Zinogre Light Bowgun. Has the same reason as number 4. It's just before Rajang and Kieran came out, it was Zinogre. And Zinogre, again, same reason. At a lot of events, was really accessible, so a lot of people built the Zinogre Light Bowgun, like I did, and maxed out to 10.5. Alright, up next, we have the top 5 armor most used. At number 1, we have the Rajang Coil. Number 2, the Rothian Van Braces. Number 3, the Koropuke Coil. At number 4, the Basarios Mail. And last but not least, we have the Azarathlos Helm at number 5. And here's the top 5 armor review. This is not surprising at all for number 1. Rajang Coil is a new bow meta for a vast majority of builds for Focus 3. It's the only piece that gives you Focus 3. Yeah, it does have a drift slot, but at grade 8, 3 levels of Focus is just too much to pass up. With 2 pieces of gear, you have Focus 5. At number 2, you have the best melee piece for beginners and other builds with lock-on and burst 2. That's just how good Rothian Van Braces is. It's the beginner's piece, but also for burst builds, etc. This thing is still the undisputed question. One of the best pieces in the game. Overall in a lot of different builds. Number 3, we have Koropuke Coil. It was the first to give reload speed and recoil down 1 at level 1 for both of them. And it's pretty much used in most light bowgun builds, and it can be used in the heavy bowgun builds as well. Because of this, since its inception, it is still incredibly powerful. People still made it up until, I believe, the Nir Gigante helm was next. And then another one recently came, I forgot what it was, but yeah. Because of that, number 3 isn't surprise. In a lot of bowgun builds, you need the Koropuke Coil. Next up, we have the Basarios Mail, and it's literally for artillery too. Gunlance users, or majority of Gunlance users, were using this. Now that you have more support with Basil Juice allows you to have more artillery support. This one's still using a lot because 1, you already have it built, and 2, Basil Juice, it's a brand new monster you have to grind for in order to get more artillery. One piece of Teostra, I think, also has artillery, but again, just for artillery level 2, this was the gold standard for the longest time, and that's why people use it, mainly Gunlance users. If you saw the weapon rankings, that plus this, no surprise it's at number 4. However, at number 5, what are gold standards I'm talking about? It's still the Azarathlos Helm for focus level 2 in the helm spot. Especially for bowmains, this is still the undisputed king of gold standard for focus 2 in the helm slot. And it's still being used for a lot of builds. I use it a lot. A lot of other bow users use it a lot. And it's incredibly amazing. But that's just because the helm slot doesn't have a lot of good pieces that could replace it with this. So this is like the standard for a majority of them. Speaking of standard, if you want the gold standard for drip, this is the top 5 layered most used. At number 1, you have the Monster Hunter Wilds t-shirt. At number 2, you have the From Now headphones, which was from the ISA collab. ISA is from Yalsovi, if you don't know that. Love Yalsovi. Number 3 is Layered A pants. At number 4, it's the Cattail B. And at number 5, you have Layered B gloves. And if you really like the drip, here's the review. Number 1 was pretty obvious. Monster Hunter Wilds, yay! Hype! And yeah, I definitely wore this for a little bit too. Number 2, you needed to finish some of the quests wearing the From Now headphones, so there's kind of not a surprise it ended up on here. Also, it still looks pretty cool. And the music playing was a lot better than some of the background music. Well, until the Nir Gigante one came out, but yeah. Number 3, Random Pants. Number 4, for all the furries, it's a cattail, okay? What can I say about it? Even if I'm a dude, I'm like, you know what? I get it. The cosplayers, you need it. Number 5, you have cool looking gloves. It kind of looks like, if you're a Final Fantasy fan, it kind of looks like Zell's knuckles or like Squall's gloves, kind of, except for like the wrist decoration, but it still looks pretty cool. Oh, what's not cool is we have the top 5 hardest monsters. These made you cart to oblivion, use your potions, and made you want to throw your phone across the room. Hopefully you didn't do that and you have insurance on your phone so you can replace it if it's damaged. But here's the list. We have number 1 at Teostra. Number 2, we have Kieran. At number 3, we have Kushala Diora. Number 4, we have Nir Gigante. And number 5, you love her so much, and I do too. She's my baby, Black Diablos. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised at number 1. I'd put number 2 at number 1, but the data is accurate, so Teostra actually gave everyone a hard time. Its area of effect attacks and its spread damage is pretty ridiculous, so I definitely understand why it's number 1. And it made a lot of hunters blow up. Number 2, we have Kirin. And Kirin, its attacks are aggressive and annoying. And it's also the smallest Elder so far, making it hard to target with ranged. Because it is so tiny, trying to target this with spread bow is very annoying. But also, it is very fast, it attacks very fast, so the fact that number 2 didn't outclass number 1 just says a lot of how much this thing is still... Number 1's annoying, but number 2 is also still annoying. And number 3, speaking of annoying, we still have the OG, the number 1, Kushala Daora. It's still taking souls for any of those who want the best ice weapons in the game, hence its inception until still now. Its Tornado AoE, like phase 2 tornado attack, is still arguably the most powerful one and the most annoying one that I've had to dodge to this day in comparison to the rest of the Elder Dragons. Number 4 is kind of not a surprise. At number 4 we have Nergigante. I figured it'd be on the top right here, but I'm actually surprised it's at number 4. Because honestly, as you get a rhythm down and avoids its attacks, it gets easier, and it's the only one where like you have multiple parts where you can break off its body and then you can stun it. But it's still a pain in the douchebag, because this thing will still try to take your soul. It has tried to take mine as the only top English creator that went to Shibuya and got annihilated by it, and then went to blast it afterwards back in home, and probably the only one of the top English I mentioned that has it a near Gigante weapon at 10.5 as of right now. It is destructive, and yeah, definitely approve of it being number 4. Although I don't miss it, I don't miss fighting it and building its weapon at 10.5. I really don't. One thing I do miss is number 5. So many people hunted Black Diablos for the bow, of course. Number 5, you had Belos. She's still one of the top hardest monsters, and interesting enough, if you look this entire list, all of its Elder Dragons except for Black Diablos. With how aggressive she is, and how many people are actually few, if it's a small pool that were tenacious enough to go after the Black Diablos bow, and actually no, it's a lot of them, but she probably made so many of y'all cart, which is incredibly impressive that Teostra and the top 4 made so many people, made so many hunters cart, but this is the only subspecies that was the equivalent of it. So she's still queen, she will still take your soul, and she will still take ours in the future, especially in trials. Trial 10 Black Diablos was so annoying, I hated it so much. Got through with her, but still, yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed the ranking list and you're looking forward to what year 3 brings. I'm doing another video, there's a lot that they dropped on this, but yes, there's gonna be a lot, and this is just a review, so hopefully y'all are inspired. Go after Black Diablos bow. It is good, it will be good, and it is still good. And Black Diablos bow is going to still be the super bow of destruction, the best weapon in the game so far, unless a new raw super bow comes along. So if you're building it, if you're trying to max out, or you already have it maxed, congratulations. You have the most powerful thing in the game so far, until the future. But even if it does, it's going to take a lot before you can beat her. With that being said, please do me a huge favor. Like, subscribe, and comment for the YouTube algorithm. And for my boy near Gigante right here, as you see, Monster Hunter Now Shibuya was absolutely amazing. The carnival. More in the next video about that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the next live event. I was the only one that went to Shibuya. At least, yeah, the top. It was a lot of fun. I grinded my heart out. Got a 10.5 silver out of this weapon. And maxed out near Gigante's weapon later on. But yeah, good luck on your grinds. Hopefully you're all excited for what's coming. And I will see y'all on the next video.